Ford Focus Midgets make their appearance on the Speedway. 20 laps will be their feature event, and here's how they will start. Starting on the pole, driving the number 78. That is Milford, New Jersey's Nick Wean. Outside of him, driving the number 18. From New Hyde Park, New York, it is Jesse State. On the inside of row number 2, driving the number 8 machine from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, it is Aaron Wall. Outside of him, driving the 38, will be Milford, New Jersey's Ryan Osborne. On the inside of row number 3, it is the 47 of Sean Caron, and outside of him, driving the 55, it is Ryan Smith. Starting on the inside of row number 4, it is the 05, that is Jeff Abold from Pennville, New York. And to his immediate right will be the 81, that is Andy Barrows. Going off in row number 5 will be the 7, that is PJ Sturgos. And outside of him, driving the number 15, it is Tallinn, Connecticut's Wayne Matson. Going off in position number 11 will be the 48, that is Jeremy Tislis, and outside of him is the number 20, that is Stephanie Stevens. Starting 13th on the field is the number 10, that is Matt Betancourt from Taunton, Massachusetts, and outside of him in the 74, it is Mike Hoffman. Then we will have the number 28, that is Abby Martino, and outside of her, driving the 00 from Pennergill, Pennsylvania, it is Ginny Quinones. And starting scratch on the field, driving the number 26, it is Sean Goslin. It's the 78 of Nick Wean and the 18 of Jesse State. It is Wean who jumps out to the early lead. State falls in the 2nd spot, and now running in the 3rd spot is the 8 of Aaron Wall, but he is passed immediately by the 8 of Ryan Osborne.
Off turn number 4 and back down to the stripe to lead lap number 1 in his car number 78. But Dave Barabal, there's a car right now currently in the 5th position. He was looking down low, but he wanted more.
It is the 8, that is the 8 of Aaron Wall. He falls back into the 5th spot. The 55 now has moved up, that is Ryan Smith. Those are cars that we mentioned in the heat races as strong contenders, and now they are set out in front of the back, the 38 and the 55.
Some good battles up front, as now you can see the orange machine now diving down to the inside. That was the number 38 machine that has just taken over the 2nd position.
The 38 of Osborne now runs 2nd. The 55, that is Ryan Smith. He sits in the 3rd spot. Sitting back in the 4th spot is the 18, that is Jesse State, as they come this time by.
Further on back, you can see the number 81 car trying to work his way to the front. That's Andy Barrows in car number 81. But right now, look at the front, Dave Barabal, as they come off turn number 4. And that driver, the driver of the number 78 car, Nick Wean out of Milford, New Jersey, the Johnny's truck stop. Tell you, so far having a good run.
So far so good. The man who finished 3rd in the points in the Ford Focus Midgets last year, Nick Wean, finds the easy way around here at the Speedbowl. But closing up is the 38, that is Ryan Osborne. Those two cars battled in their first heat race earlier tonight. And sitting in the 3rd spot is the 55, that is Ryan Smith.
So Ryan Smith certainly having a good strong run in the early stages among the top 5. But right now up front, Nick Wean, the Milford, New Jersey driver, has everything going his way, but starting to close in midway down the back straightaway. It's an orange machine, and he's having a good run so far.
Ryan Osborne has definitely closed the gap on that 78 car of Nick Wean. Osborne runs in that 2nd spot. He looks to close it up. It's about 2 car length lead that the 78 of Nick Wean has. Running in the 3rd spot is the 55, that is Ryan Smith. And then all the way back in the 4th spot, we'll have the 18 of Jesse State. Running in 5th is the 8, that is Aaron Wall. And then in the 6th spot, that is the 81 machine of Andy Barrows. Still leading the way is the 78 of Nick Wean. That advantage has really dissipated to nothing now as the 38 of Ryan Osborne runs in the 2nd spot. They have a little problem with some lap traffic as Wean now looks to get his way around and still hold on to the lead. Here comes the 38 of Osborne, and the 55, that is Ryan Smith, has closed right up. It is still the 78 of Wean leading the way, chased by the 38 of Osborne as they've gotten around those lap cars. Still running in third is the 55. That is Ryan Smith. As this time by, I believe it's halfway to go. It is still the 78 of Wean leading the way. We'll have the 38 of Osborne, the 55, and then we'll fall back to the fourth spot where it is now the 80, the 47. That is Sean Corcoran.
Yellow comes out as the race is
Osborne is right there with him as he looks to make a move as they go into turn number 1.
He had a pretty good run coming off turn 4, but the door was slammed in his face by Wean. Now Osborne in turn 3, trying to go the outside route, makes that diagonal move, doesn't work. Also in the neighborhood, the 55 car, Ryan Smith. So the top 3 cars could fit under a cocktail napkin as they head into turn 3.
All the pressure is on Wean as Osborne is right down his back bumper, looks to make a move. This time looks high, there's nothing there, and Wean stretches that lead out a little bit as they work their way through 1 and 2.
That car had a little twitch coming off of 4 and actually picked up the tempo. Osborne losing ground, and he also has to worry about Smith. So Osborne in a little bit of a predicament. He wants to make a move on Wean, but he doesn't want to give up second to Ryan Smith.
Osborne has closed the gap on Wean just by a little bit, and he makes another run, closes up a little bit as they go through turns 3 and 4, but it's Wean still leading the way as they head to the stripe.
So Wean, with the laps running out, trying to hold on and will lead from start to finish here. He had a little bit of a sticky situation when the yellow came out, but he regained his dominance down to the final pair.
It is Wean still leading the way, chased by the 38 of Osborne, and the 55 of Smith sits in the 3rd spot. Then we'll fall back to the 47, that is Sean Carman. As this time by, it is just 1 lap left, the white flag will wave. It is Nick Wean leading the way, the 38, and then the 55 running 2nd and 3rd. And then falling back, it is the 47, that is Sean Carman. Nick Wean, as he has had from the start of the race, will come by this time. He will take the checkered flag. It is Nick Wean taking the first ever USAC Ford Focus Midget feature here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Then it will be the 38. That is Ryan Osborne, and then the 55 Ryan Smith finishes in the 3rd spot.
Major of the parade in car number 78. How about a big hand for our winner, Nick Wean? As he takes off the glove and the helmet, and he can finally breathe a sigh of relief after a pretty hectic ride here, as he had Ryan Osborne and Smith were in his glued to his back bumper at the end, but he was able to hold them off. And a great run for Nick Wean as he will catapult his way out of the car, taking off all the safety devices that are in these Ford Focus Midget cars. So they don't have a wing, but they have a very talented driver in the winner's circle tonight. And let's meet him, Nick Wean. Boy, it's harder to get out of this car, I think, than it was for Nick to drive it tonight. And here he is, our winner, in a dominant car throughout, it appeared.
Yeah, it was set up pretty good tonight. After that, I got caution on that restart. I felt him back there giving me a little taps. I knew I had to try to get going.
Now, how easy was it for you to regain your momentum with those 2 guys, Osborne and Smith, breathing down your tailpipe?
It wasn't too bad. I've done it long enough where it doesn't really faze me if I get a little tap. I knew they were there, but I had to do what I had to do.
Now, what did you think tonight about competing here at the Waterford Speedbowl? How did you like the track?
The track's really nice, really smooth. Decent amount of grip. The sun went down here, made it a little bit better, but the track's a nice little track. It's a fast track.
And here's a man who mastered it tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Wean, our winner in our special Ford Focus Midget race.